What's up, guys? Hope you're having a fantastic day today. Listen, I want to talk to you today about how to be a great sponsor. We talk a lot about what to do when you're brand new in the business and how to launch your business, how to contact, how to invite. But, I don't think that we spend enough time talking about how to be a great sponsor and how to help your new team members launch their business, how to be a great encourager, how to inspire others, to motivate them through your actions and activities. And so today, what I want to do is I want to give you just a real quick checklist. If you are someone's sponsor, if you've recently brought somebody into the business. Now, first of all, let's just talk about the word sponsor for a moment. I hear the word recruiter thrown around in network marketing, and I'm not a big fan of the word recruit, and here's why. When you recruit someone into the business, what you're suggesting is that your job is done, right? If you think of a recruiter's job, they go out and they're talent scouts. They go out and they interview and they talk to people, and they recruit somebody into a company, and then they're done. A sponsor, on the other hand, think of a sponsor from the standpoint of, let's just use AA as an example. If I'm someone's sponsor, what does that mean? It means that I'm always going to be there for them. They can call me at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, doesn't matter. I'm always going to be there as an encourager, as a friend, somebody that's going to help them to go from where they are to where it is that they want to go. And it's no different in network marketing. And I think that a lot of people believe that we put so much time and effort into trying to get someone in the business that they think, okay, my job's done at this point. Just hop on the calls and you're going to be good to go. And guys, that couldn't be further from the truth. You have to understand that when somebody's brand new, especially if they've never done this before, they're excited, but there's also fear there, right? There's hesitation. And, sometimes it takes that gentle push to get them into action. And so today, I want to just go through a quick checklist with you so you know exactly what those actions are and what your responsibility is as a great sponsor. So first of all, number one on that list is you need to make sure that your new members put together a comprehensive names list. This is so critical. This is the most important step to someone's success in their business, right? Amateurs, they don't take the time to put together a names list. They work from their memory. They think of a few people that they want to approach and talk to about this business. And what they do is they go out and talk to them. And in many cases, they haven't perfected their approach yet. They get rejected. They don't like the way that it feels. They start to avoid talking to anyone else about the business. A month or two goes by, and guess what? They're starting to second guess their decision to get into the business. And so it's so critical that you take the time to teach them how to put together a comprehensive names list. Now, we have an amazing memory jogger that's available. Get with your upline leaders, your sponsor, and ask them where you can access or how you can get that memory jogger to share with your new team members. But that'll help them to sit down, and they really should take a few hours to put together as many names as they can. And I can tell you that if they haven't come up with at least 100 names, then I would really work with them and encourage them and help them with that memory jogger to at least get to that point. Most people have at least 100 names in their contact list in their phone, between social media, contact names in their address, email, and their email address book. A lot of times if people are struggling to come up with names, what that usually means is there's some fear there, right? They're a little bit nervous about what people are going to think about them. Sometimes people don't want to talk to their friends and family because of the fear of, what are people going to think about me if I'm doing network marketing? What you have to do is you have to reassure them that we're never going to have to call those people and try to sell them a helo directly. That's not what we do. And they're never going to have to call their friends and family and try to convince them to join a business. That's not what we do either. So make sure up front when they go into building a names list that they know that. And then, of course, set a deadline. Ask them, when do you think that you can have that by? One of the things that I would recommend is never set a deadline for someone else. Always ask them, when do you think that you can have this done by? It's okay to say, we would suggest that you get this done within the next 24 hours. However, I would always put it on them to set a deadline for themselves, and then your job is to hold them accountable. So that's number one, is make sure that they have a names list. And then number two is make sure that they engage with Project 24. This is so critical. Project 24 basically is where we are within the first 48 hours that someone has enrolled into the business. We are going to put, we want them to identify 12 friends and family members and 12 influencers. out of the list that they made, we want them to identify 12 friends and family members and 12 influencers. And within the first 48 hours, we want them to start inviting people to take a look at that 2-minute video. They can do this in person. They can do this with texting. They can do this with Facebook Messenger. Your job as a sponsor is to make sure that they understand how to do that properly. So you're going to need to take a little bit of time to role play with them, share some different ideas that have worked for you, share the texting scripts that are available, help them to understand their role. Remember, their role is simply just to contact someone and invite them to take a look at a 2-minute video. It's not to try and explain the helo, explain the business model. So make sure that they're very clear on their role. Okay, number 3 is you want to always measure, right? You want to measure how things are going. So you want them to continually stay in touch with you, especially in those first couple of days. When I'm launching a brand new team member, I want them to text me, after they've texted a few people or they've contacted a few people. I want to know how it went. So I want them to maybe reach out to 3 or 4 people and then let me know how things are going. What kind of responses are they getting? Why? Because let's say that they're getting a continual response and it's not, they're not getting people to agree to watch the 2-minute video. If I look at the response and I'm getting that same consistent response, I can usually trace that back to their approach. And in many cases, they're just saying too much. Because you have to understand, a lot of times people will form an opinion based on their preconceived notions, not necessarily on the facts. And so again, I don't want them to go burn all of their contacts or even all 24 of their contacts without at least giving me a chance to monitor, giving me a chance to measure their progress, and then make tweaks when necessary. Again, remember, that's your job as a coach, as a mentor, is to monitor them throughout the progress and then give them suggestions to keep them or to move them in the right direction. Okay? Number 4, again, this is very crucial, is to make sure they're clear on their role. Make sure that they know their role. Again, their main responsibility is to simply get someone to watch a 2-minute video when they're first getting started. That's it. That's it. Don't give away the farm by saying too much. Their job is to contact, to invite people to a 2-minute video, and then follow up promptly, right? Promptly. The key is promptly. Without a sense of urgency, all value is lost, and establish if that prospect is open, and then invite them to a 30-minute video. And of course, there is a process to do that. And as an upline, your job is to role play with them a little bit. Give them some ammunition. Make sure that they understand exactly how to do something. Don't just tell someone what to do. Make sure that they understand exactly how to do that. And then, of course, finally, number 5 is to schedule a 3-way call Zoom with you as the upline. That's your responsibility. And you want to coach them on, first of all, how to follow up after someone has watched a 30-minute presentation. Typically a simple follow-up is to just reach out to someone over the phone. A follow-up, I always recommend following up after the 2-minute video and after the 30-minute presentation in person, over the phone, via text or Facebook Messenger. You're going to have way better results. And my follow-up is pretty simple. I just say, hey, listen, let me ask you a question. How do you see yourself fitting into the equation? Most people that I'm talking to fall into one of 3 categories. Either A, they see themselves as a customer. They want this helo on their wrist. They understand the benefits. B, those people want to go make some money with us. Or C, maybe they're not interested, or maybe you're not interested, but maybe you know someone who would be interested in something like this. And I just ask them, do you see yourself as an A, B, or C? And usually that's a great way to take their temperature, and often those people will have questions. And what you need to do as an upline is coach your new members that when they start asking those questions, at that point, what they want to do is bring you into the equation. And it's your job and your responsibility to teach them how to edify you properly, how to introduce you so that you have a little bit of posture when you come into the conversation. Edification is so critical, because if someone just introduces me and says, hey, thanks so much, I want to introduce you to a friend of mine, this is Travis Flaherty. That person, I have no credibility. That person doesn't know if I've had any success. Why should they listen to me? So it's your job to coach your new team members on how to edify you properly so that their prospects know why they should listen to you. So again, role play, go through that process with them. And then, of course, From there, it's just a matter of just continually monitoring, measuring, making necessary adjustments along the way. And once we get them through Project 24, within those first 48 hours, they should have a few people now that are in process and ultimately ready to go find those first 2 sponsors into the business. And then from there, they gain some confidence. They start to gain a little bit of competence, and now they're comfortable expanding and putting more people into their funnel. So again, guys, that's how you can be a great sponsor and help your people get started on the right track. The only other thing that I would add is, remember this: people do what they see, not what they're told. You know, in the business of network marketing, we can't mandate performance. We can only inspire it. And the best way to inspire it is through our own action. You know, whenever I take action and I'm sponsoring and I'm setting the pace for my organization, others look to me and say, you know what, if he can do it, I can do it too. And there's nothing more powerful in network marketing than looking at someone and saying, listen, if I can do this, you can do it too. So with that, you guys have an outstanding day today, and we'll talk to you again soon.